West Ham 2, Leeds 2, and Leeds go through to the FA Cup semi-finals on penalties. So much to discuss from that game. So much. The game went on for, it kicked off at 4:30 and it finished at 7:30. The game went on for 3 hours. The amount of added time, obviously extra time, penalties, a whole roller coaster. A roller coaster of a game. We'll try and go through it chronologically because there was a lot to discuss. At the beginning, in the first 10 minutes, Areola made some huge saves in this game. Areola made a massive save from Okafor at the start. Tried to bend it into the corner and nearly did so. But Areola's made a really, really good save. Every time we've needed Areola this season, he has performed pretty well, to be honest. He didn't even do anything badly to be taken out of the team for Hermansson recently. I think Nuno just wanted to put Hermansson back in because he liked him, and fair enough. Hermansson is a good goalkeeper. He's proved that. But Areola's just really good every time we need him. And then huge save from Perry, the other end, from Taty's chance. Bowen gets down the left and Taty gets a flick on the end of a ball, and it's a massive save from Perry because that should have been a goal. Potentially could have been and should have been a goal. It was huge. Huge. And one big thing I want to talk about was our setup, because Traore was on the right and Bowen was on the left. At least that's how the game started. Towards the end, and certainly in extra time, Traore was more on the left. But it started with Bowen on the left and Traore on the right. I thought that was an interesting one. The setup, to be honest, in general was interesting. I didn't know if we'd match them. We knew that they were going to come out with a 3 at the back or a 5 at the back. That's how they've been playing recently. And to be honest, we could have done that too. We had the players to be able to do it, or at least we thought we had the players to be able to do it. Turns out Todibo and Mavropanos, neither of them in the squad. Mavropanos picked up an injury or a slight injury during the international break. Todibo not risked along with Summerville. So whether we could have had the personnel to do it, that would have involved playing Kilman like it did obviously, and we'll get into him. We will get into him. But a really interesting setup. We knew that Cole Walker-Peters was starting. We knew that Wan-Bissaka wasn't going to be playing this game. However, we didn't know that Todibo, Summerville and Mavropanos wouldn't be playing this game. I didn't mind the lineup though. I know that it was quite a lot of changes and quite a lot of resting players, but I didn't necessarily mind that. Leeds did make less changes, of course, and they looked the better team for certainly the first half and some of the second half, but then we really did kick into gear a bit. Fernandes was in the 10 today, which again was another interesting one. Obviously, we've typically seen him quite a lot deeper, or he started in the 10. Again, when Pablo came on, it definitely changed and he moved a bit deeper. But he started in the 10, and I don't mind him there. He was really high up, almost as high as Taty, to be honest. And I don't mind him that he can play in any of those midfield positions. He can play in the 10, the 8 and the 6. He is a fantastic footballer. But Taty's finishing, I think, is a bit of an issue. He's so hot and cold with it. He's one end of the scale or the other. Obviously, at the start of extra time, that finish that he's taken kind of over his shoulder first time on the volley, he's managed to get that on target incredibly well. It gets chalked off. And then the one where he's offside as well, and he just, with the outside of his foot, just whips it to the top corner. His finishing can be unbelievable, but when it matters, it seems to not be. He seems to just snatch at things, which is a problem. It is a problem, for sure. But our goal, and now let's talk about Leeds' first goal, actually, because there was some terrible defending. Magassa was on Tanaka when he had the ball at kind of the halfway line-ish, and then Tanaka just plays it on, and Magassa just doesn't follow him, because the next time Tanaka's in shot, he's in front of Magassa, which he has no reason to be. And then even when Tanaka gets the ball in the box, Magassa could do more, so much more, but he just lets him get past him. And then he gets his shot off Disasi, Areola. Neither of them can do anything. It's a deflected goal. No fault of theirs. That goal is on Magassa, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it just is on Magassa. A couple of players to touch on as well. I thought that Traore was absolutely brilliant. I've been calling for this guy to start games. Been calling for it. When Summerville first got injured, we decided that we'd play Pablo out on the left. And I like Pablo, don't get me wrong. I think he's good. But I think he's good in his position, which is either up front or as a kind of second striker, number 10 role. he's not a left winger, clearly. I don't hate the fact that we did it against Man City because, yeah, his work rate is really, really good and he can get up and back. But going forward on the left, he's just not it. Traore is so dangerous. His end product isn't always there. However, quite a lot of the time, it is also there. For example, Disasi's goal. He put that same ball in multiple times where Juve was overlapping. It meant Traore could cut in on his right and just kind of float that ball in that looks like it's going to just drop into the back post if nobody touches it. And Disasi gets a foot on it. The first goal as well, really good hold-up play from Pablo, I thought. Really good hold-up play from Pablo, actually. And then Bowen just does unbelievably well. The fact he even manages to get the touch in the first place is a joke. Gets the shot off, and what a shot it is. He hit the post, twice, 3 times tonight? He was brilliant. He could have had a goal for sure. But Fernandes' reaction is really impressive as well. Really, really impressive. We got ourselves back into the game so well. So well. I mean, we weren't the better team in the first half. We just weren't. And to be honest, we could have given away another penalty in the first half. I think we got lucky that one wasn't given in the first half. One good thing that's come from this, in terms of, obviously we've lost the game, we're out of the FA Cup. That is terrible because we could genuinely have made a run to the if we didn't get City in the next round, and I'm recording this at the point where I haven't seen the draw. I'm sure that when I post this, the draw will already be out. If we get anyone but City, there's a good chance that we could get to the final. Chelsea aren't playing incredible right now. Obviously, Southampton beat Arsenal, but I'd back us to give it a go. We could have got somewhere decent. We really could have. But what I just don't get, is how Max Kilman is so bad. So bad. So bad. I don't even know where to start with him, really. I don't know where to start. I've said before that I didn't want to see Max Kilman in a West Ham shirt again. And it's been a long time since I've said that, and luckily I hadn't seen him in a West Ham shirt. He proved today why I didn't want to see him in a West Ham shirt again. And I'm not one to throw hate on one player. I'm not a big fan of that happening in general. But he has been so bad this season. And it's crazy because last season he was okay, I guess, but not this. He certainly wasn't this. We were lucky that the ref didn't give a penalty in the first half, because I think that could have been a penalty, that challenge in the first half, and for some reason it wasn't given at all. He's then put in the most reckless, stupid decision to give away a penalty in the second half. He did his best to get us to lose this game. And now I hope, again, that I don't have to watch Max Kilman in a West Ham shirt again. And like I say, I don't want to be one to throw hate at a player, because I don't like it when that happens. But for his sake as well. For his sake, it's really not working for him. So why we keep persisting with playing him, and I say persisting, it's not like he's been playing regularly, but I think we saw enough previously that he shouldn't have played again, I think. It was really bad today. Really bad from him. A couple of positives to take from it, I guess. I mean, Kante, every time he puts on a West Ham shirt, this guy is so good. So good. He is so rangy. He looks like he's about 6'5", but technically he's very good. He can break up play really well. On the ball, he's good. He even, towards the end of the extra time, he was getting forward quite a lot and did okay with it. There was that dribble where he's missed the target with the shot, but he did really well with the ball at his feet to get to that point. I really like the guy. I think he can be a serious talent. And another positive to take from this is that some really key players for Leeds, Anton Stach, Rodon and Okafor, all went off injured. Anton Stach looked quite bad. And again, I don't want to be the celebrating injuries for other players or other teams, but that helps us. Anton Stach has been one of Leeds' best players, and he had crutches when he was sat on the bench after. Rodon, again, has been a really important performer in the backline for Leeds, and this could help us in the relegation battle. I do think Leeds will be safe, just because I think their home form coupled with their home fixtures, I think will be enough to see them through. They've got 3 really nice home fixtures, and they are just great at home. So I'm not sure it'll be enough for us to go above them. I do think they'll be safe, but that definitely helps us. But yeah, not many positives to take from it. I guess every single one of our FA Cup games has gone to extra time, and this one we just couldn't get over the line. We couldn't. I would have loved to have seen us go to an FA Cup semi-final. An FA Cup final, I think, was possible. I do think that Man City are probably going to win the competition. So I'm not sure we'd have actually won it. But you've got to be there to have a chance. You've got to be there to have a chance. But by God, I really hope I don't see Max Kilman in a West Ham shirt again. I really hope I don't. On to Wolves on Friday anyway, which we did rest Summerville for. We clearly rested Mavropanos for. We clearly rested Todibo for. Callum Wilson was sat there as well on the bench. I don't know what that meant in terms of whether they were all fit and they just didn't want to be risked. I don't hate the idea that has happened, to be honest. But again, I do think this would have been a nice competition for us to go far in. But yeah, Wolves on Friday. I will see you for the video then. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.